Every sunrise brings with it a new chance to build the person you are meant to be, yet most people wake up and let the world dictate their mood, their direction, and even their worth. Today, I want to challenge you to break that pattern. Decide, once and for all, that your focus will be on you, your growth, your vision, your destiny every single day. Without a definite aim, life becomes a series of random events with no true direction. You may wake up, go through routines, and even stay busy, but without a clear target, your actions will lack power and focus. Every great achievement begins with someone deciding exactly what they want and refusing to settle for less. This decision becomes the compass that guides every choice, every habit, and every step forward. When you live without this clarity, you risk becoming a passenger in your own life, drifting wherever the tides of circumstance carry you. Each morning offers you the chance to set that compass again. It is not enough to know your purpose once. You must remind yourself daily of why you're here and what you're building. Just as an athlete revisits their training plan each day, you must revisit your vision. This practice keeps your goals alive in your mind and strengthens the emotional connection to them. The stronger that connection, the harder it becomes to be distracted or discouraged by temporary setbacks. Purpose transforms ordinary hours into extraordinary opportunities. A simple task, like reading a chapter of a book or completing a small piece of work, becomes significant because it's a step toward a bigger picture. Without purpose, those same hours may feel meaningless, and motivation will fade quickly. But when you connect your daily actions to your ultimate vision, even routine work can become fuel for your journey. That shift in perspective is what separates those who progress steadily from those who stay stuck in cycles of procrastination. This is why clarity is your most valuable asset. It allows you to say no to things that don't align with your goals and yes to the ones that move you forward. People without purpose often find themselves overcommitted, chasing too many things or living for the approval of others. But with a clear aim, you stop scattering your energy and begin to direct it like a laser. The sharper your aim, the greater your results, because focused effort compounds over time. If you want to take control of your life, start by defining exactly what you want and why it matters, then commit to reminding yourself every single day. Let this clarity guide your decisions, shape your habits, and anchor you when distractions arise. When your purpose is clear, you stop wandering through life hoping things will change. Instead, you take deliberate action to shape your future, one intentional step at a time. That is the true power of having a definite aim. Your mind is the place where every dream is built before it becomes real. It is the workshop where ideas take shape, where visions are formed, and where the seeds of your future are planted. Every great invention, every remarkable achievement, and every personal transformation begins with a thought. But thoughts are not passive, they have power, and they influence the way you feel, the way you act, and ultimately the results you create. If you allow harmful thoughts to remain, they will eventually grow into limiting beliefs that chain you to your current state. Doubt is one of the most dangerous intruders in this mental workshop. It creeps in quietly, questioning your abilities, your worth, and your chances of success. Left unchecked, it multiplies and convinces you to settle for less than you deserve. Fear works in a similar way, often disguising itself as caution or logic. While some fear can protect you from genuine harm, most of it simply holds you back from opportunities that could change your life. The truth is, neither doubt nor fear belongs in a mind determined to grow and achieve. To protect your mental space, you must become selective about the thoughts you allow to take root. This means being mindful of the information you consume, the people you listen to, and the conversations you engage in. Words have weight, and the wrong words can plant seeds of negativity without you realizing it. Surround yourself with positive influences that encourage growth and reinforce your vision. The stronger the input, the stronger the thoughts that result from it. Feeding your mind with uplifting, empowering thoughts is not a one-time act, but a daily practice. You can do this through reading, affirmations, reflection, and intentional focus on what you want instead of what you fear. This is not about ignoring challenges or pretending difficulties don't exist. It is about choosing the mindset that will help you overcome them. When you focus on what is possible instead of what could go wrong, you direct your mind towards solutions and progress. The person you wish to become already exists in potential within your mind. Every positive thought you nurture, every vision you hold, and every belief you reinforce brings that version of you closer to reality. Over time, your mind becomes a storehouse of constructive ideas, resilient attitudes, and confident expectations. This inner wealth becomes the foundation for the outer success you create. Guarding your mind is an act of self-respect. It is the recognition that your future is too important to be shaped by random, harmful, or unexamined thoughts. When you take responsibility for the quality of your thinking, you take control of the direction of your life. By choosing to fill your mind with what empowers you, you ensure that your mental workshop produces only what moves you forward, never what holds you back. Measuring yourself by the standards of others is one of the quickest ways to lose sight of who you truly are. The world is full of opinions, and if you let them shape your identity, you will find yourself constantly changing to meet expectations that were never meant for you. Every person has a different path, a unique starting point, and a distinct set of values. When you judge your worth based on someone else's journey, you ignore your own and diminish the progress you have already made. The problem with chasing external validation is that it's never permanent. Applause fades, trends change, and the same people who cheer for you today might criticize you tomorrow. If your sense of value comes from their approval, you will always feel like you are one mistake away from losing it. Instead of living for the fleeting opinions of others, you must set your own standards, ones that align with your deepest values and long-term vision. Defining success for yourself requires honest reflection. You must ask questions like, what kind of person do I want to become? What do I want my life to represent? What truly matters to me beyond money, status, or recognition? The answers to these questions form a personal definition of success that is rooted in authenticity rather than imitation. This self-defined standard becomes your guiding principle, allowing you to move with purpose even when the crowd moves in a different direction. Living by your own measure does not mean ignoring feedback or refusing to grow. It means filtering what you hear through the lens of your personal values. You can learn from others, be inspired by their achievements, and still remain committed to your own path. When you operate from this mindset, you become less reactive to criticism and less dependent on praise. Your focus shifts from trying to impress others to making steady, meaningful progress toward your own goals. There is a quiet strength that comes from knowing you are living in alignment with your values. You no longer feel the need to compete unnecessarily or prove yourself in every situation. This frees your energy for what truly matters, building a life you are proud of, regardless of who is watching. Success stops being a finish line someone else has set for you and becomes an ongoing journey of growth, learning, and fulfillment. When you stop measuring yourself by the yardstick of others, you reclaim your freedom. You are no longer bound by comparison or distracted by competition. Your victories feel more satisfying because they are yours, achieved on your own terms and in your own time. The world will always have its opinions, but when your worth comes from within, you can walk your path with confidence, knowing that your life is being lived according to a standard only you can set. Every moment of the day holds the potential to either push you forward or pull you back. The difference lies in whether you are intentional about how you use it. Too many people wake up and let their days unfold without a plan, reacting to whatever happens instead of directing their actions. This leads to wasted energy, missed opportunities, and the quiet frustration of knowing you could be doing more. But when you choose to act with purpose, every step you take becomes part of a deliberate path toward growth. Intentional living begins with asking yourself why you are doing what you are doing. Every task, no matter how small, should have a reason behind it, either because it contributes directly to your goals or because it supports your well-being and prepares you for greater challenges. Even simple habits, like reading a few pages of a book, exercising, or making a key phone call carry weight when they are connected to a bigger vision. This way, your days stop feeling like a series of disconnected activities and start feeling like a carefully crafted blueprint for your success. When you act without intention, you give away control of your time to distractions and trivial matters. The hours slip away, and you end the day wondering where they went and why you didn't make real progress. But acting with purpose forces you to evaluate your choices and eliminate the things that add no value to your life. This doesn't mean you have to be rigid or overly strict. It simply means you are mindful of where your attention goes and choose activities that build rather than drain your future. A powerful way to ensure your actions serve your growth is to plan ahead. Starting your day with a clear set of priorities allows you to focus your energy on what matters most. This gives your day structure and helps you resist the temptation to waste time on low-value tasks. Over time, these consistent, intentional actions create momentum, and momentum has a way of multiplying results faster than you expect. Acting with purpose also builds discipline. The more you commit to meaningful action, the easier it becomes to stay on track even when motivation fades. You begin to develop the habit of asking yourself before every decision, does this move me closer to my goals or further away? That single question, applied consistently, can transform your daily choices and ultimately your life. When you start building your days instead of just passing through them, you change the course of your future. You stop living on autopilot and begin living as the architect of your destiny. Every action becomes a brick in the foundation of the life you're creating. Over time, those bricks form something strong, lasting, and entirely your own. A life built with purpose, one deliberate day at a time. Every moment you spend on something unimportant is a moment you can never get back. Time is the most valuable resource you have, and once it's gone forever. When you give your attention to trivial matters, you may not realize it in the moment, but you are quietly robbing yourself of the energy and focus that could be used to build your future. What feels harmless, a few minutes wasted here, a small distraction there, can add up over days, months, and years, leaving you far from where you could have been. The truth is, the world is full of things competing for your attention. Notifications, gossip, unnecessary drama, and endless entertainment can fill your days without adding any real value to your life. These distractions often disguise themselves as harmless or even necessary, but in reality, they prevent you from focusing on the work, the habits, and the relationships that actually matter. It is not that rest and enjoyment are bad. The danger lies in letting meaningless activities take priority over meaningful ones. Learning to cut away what doesn't matter is an act of clarity and courage. It means being willing to say no, even when it's uncomfortable. It means stepping away from conversations that go nowhere, turning off the noise that fills your mind with clutter, and resisting the urge to do things simply because they are easy. By removing these small but constant drains on your time, you create space for activities that truly move you forward. When you eliminate the non-essential, you make room for the essential to flourish. Your mind becomes clearer, your schedule becomes lighter, and your energy can be fully directed toward what will bring you closer to your goals. You begin to notice progress more quickly because every effort is aligned with your vision instead of being scattered across meaningless distractions. Over time, this focused approach compounds and the results become impossible to ignore. This is not about living a life of rigid control, but about living a life of intention. There will always be things you could do, but the key is to spend your time on the things you should do, the ones that bring long-term rewards rather than short-term amusement. When you make this shift, even small actions feel more significant because you know they are part of something bigger you are building. Every day is an opportunity to decide where your attention will go. If you guard it carefully and refuse to waste it on the trivial, you will find that you have more time, more energy, and more progress than you ever imagined possible. The more you protect your focus, the more your life begins to reflect the dreams you've been working toward, and the less you are pulled away by things that never truly mattered in the first place. Discipline is the force that connects what you desire with what you accomplish. Goals, no matter how inspiring, remain only ideas unless there is consistent action to bring them to life. It is discipline that ensures you keep moving forward even when the excitement of starting has faded, and it is discipline that pushes you to act even when you don't feel like it. Without it, your dreams will remain out of reach, trapped in the realm of intention rather than reality. The absence of discipline leaves you at the mercy of your moods and impulses. You might work hard when you feel motivated, but the moment challenges appear or your enthusiasm dips, progress stalls. This inconsistency keeps you stuck in cycles of starting and stopping, always busy but rarely advancing. Discipline breaks that cycle by creating a steady, dependable rhythm of effort that does not rely on temporary feelings. It keeps you going when motivation isn't there, and that consistency is what produces results over time. Discipline is not about harshness or punishment, it is about commitment. It is the daily choice to honor your promises to yourself even when no one else is watching. It is showing up for the workout when you'd rather rest, sticking to your plan when distractions call, and finishing what you started when quitting would be easier. Each time you choose discipline over comfort, you strengthen your ability to control your actions instead of letting your actions be controlled by circumstances. When discipline becomes a habit, it creates freedom. You no longer waste mental energy deciding whether or not you will do the work. You simply do it. This predictability allows you to build momentum, and momentum creates faster progress. Instead of fighting with yourself every day about whether to take action, you use that energy to improve, to refine, and to push yourself further than before. The power of discipline extends beyond personal achievement. It shapes character. It teaches you patience, endurance, and the value of steady effort. It shows you that big results are the product of small, consistent steps taken over long periods of time. With discipline, setbacks become temporary pauses rather than permanent stops, and success becomes inevitable because you refuse to stop until the goal is reached. Almost nothing is impossible when you have mastered discipline. It turns focus into action, action into progress, and progress into achievement. While talent, intelligence, and resources are valuable, they mean little without the ability to consistently apply them. Discipline is the bridge that carries you from where you are to where you want to be, and crossing it every day is the surest path to turning your vision into reality. The strongest form of security you can ever have is not found in a job title, a bank balance, or the possessions you own. It is found in the value you are able to create. The world changes quickly, and circumstances can shift without warning. Companies close, industries evolve, and opportunities come and go. But the skills, knowledge, and abilities you develop stay with you no matter what happens. They cannot be taken from you, and they can always be used to create new opportunities when others see only obstacles. Every day you have the choice to either stay as you are or become a little sharper, a little wiser, and a little more capable than you were yesterday. Growth is not always about making huge leaps. Often, it is about the small, consistent steps you take to expand your understanding and strengthen your abilities. Reading a few pages of a meaningful book, practicing a new technique, or seeking insight from someone with more experience can slowly but surely elevate the value you bring to the table. In a world where competition is everywhere, the ability to offer something rare and valuable sets you apart. Skills and knowledge are not just tools for earning a living, they are tools for creating a life of independence and choice. The more you know and the better you become at applying what you know, the more control you have over your future. Instead of waiting for opportunities, you can create them because you have something the world needs and is willing to reward. Investing in yourself, This way also builds confidence. Each time you learn something new or master a new skill, you expand your belief in what you are capable of. This confidence is not arrogance. It is the quiet assurance that you can face challenges, adapt to change, and handle whatever life places in your path. That kind of self-belief becomes a foundation for resilience, making you less afraid of uncertainty because you trust your own ability to respond. This process of growth requires intention. You cannot expect to become more valuable by accident. It takes the decision to seek out knowledge instead of entertainment, to practice when it would be easier to rest, and to step into unfamiliar situations where you might fail before you succeed. Each challenge you take on becomes an investment in your future self, and each lesson learned becomes another tool you can use to solve problems, create opportunities, and open doors. The greatest advantage you can ever have is to become a person of value, someone who can think critically, solve problems, and bring ideas to life. When you commit to learning and improving every day, you create a form of security that no one can take from you. You are no longer dependent on luck or chance. You become your own greatest asset, able to thrive no matter how the world around you changes. The people you spend your time with shape your mindset, influence your decisions, and either accelerate or slow down your growth. Every conversation, every shared experience, and every piece of advice you receive leaves an imprint on how you think and act. If you surround yourself with people who are constantly complaining, doubting, or settling for less, you will find it increasingly difficult to keep your standards high. But when you spend your time with those who are driven, disciplined, and striving for more, their energy will naturally inspire you to rise to your own potential. Not everyone who seems supportive is truly helping you grow. Some will encourage you to stay comfortable, to avoid risk, and to remain where you are because it feels safe. While they may mean well, this kind of comfort can quietly lead you into mediocrity. It's easy to stay in circles where nothing challenges you, but that comfort zone is rarely where you achieve your best work. Growth demands a little discomfort, and the right people will not hesitate to push you toward it. Being around people who expect more from you forces you to raise your standards. They challenge you when you settle for less, and they hold you accountable to the goals you've set for yourself. This kind of influence is not always easy to accept, because it may require you to face your own excuses and weaknesses. But over time, you will come to see that these challenges are acts of respect. They believe in your ability to do better, and they refuse to let you waste your potential. Choosing the right people to keep close is an intentional act. You must pay attention to how you feel after spending time with someone. Do they leave you motivated, energized, and focused, or do they leave you drained, discouraged, and distracted? Your energy is a limited resource, and giving it to people who pull you down will slow your progress. Protect it by surrounding yourself with those who want to see you win and are willing to push you toward it. At the same time, you must be willing to become that kind of person for others. It's not enough to simply take inspiration, you must also give it. By holding yourself to a higher standard and encouraging those around you to do the same, you create an environment where growth becomes natural. This mutual elevation strengthens not only individuals but the entire group, making everyone more capable of achieving their goals. Your circle is a mirror that reflects the level of life you are willing to accept. If you want to rise higher, make sure that mirror shows ambition, discipline, and a refusal to settle. The people you choose to keep close are not just part of your present. They are part of the future you are building. Choose them with the same care you would choose the foundation of a home, because everything you build will rest on it. Your energy is one of the most valuable resources you possess, yet it is often spent without much thought. Every task you take on, every person you interact with, and every thought you entertain either adds to or drains from your supply. Unlike money, you cannot earn back the exact energy you have spent. Once it's used, it's gone for the day. That is why it is crucial to treat your energy with the same care and strategy you would give to your finances. When you spend it on things that bring no return, you weaken your ability to invest in what truly matters. The best investments for your energy are those that contribute to your long-term well-being and fulfillment. Your health, for example, repays you in strength, resilience, and vitality when you give it proper attention through rest, nutrition, and movement. Strong relationships return joy, support, and inspiration when you invest your time and care into them. Creative pursuits, whether personal or professional, reward you with a sense of purpose, accomplishment, and progress. These are the areas where your energy multiplies rather than disappears. Unfortunately, many people give the best of their energy to things that drain them without offering anything meaningful in return. Endless arguments, negative environments, unproductive habits, and distractions disguised as entertainment slowly chip away at your strength. These drains may feel small in the moment, but over time they leave you mentally tired, emotionally flat, and unable to fully engage in the work and relationships that matter most. Protecting your energy means becoming more selective about where you place your focus and attention. It may require setting boundaries, saying no more often, and distancing yourself from situations or people that consistently leave you feeling depleted. This is not selfish. It is necessary if you want to have the strength to pursue your goals and support those you care about. By conserving your energy for things that truly matter, you ensure that your daily actions bring you closer to the life you want to live. When you make a habit of investing your energy wisely, you begin to notice a shift in your overall state of mind. You feel more focused, more capable, and more motivated because you are no longer pouring yourself into empty spaces. The quality of your work improves, your relationships deepen, and your sense of purpose grows stronger. This is the compounding effect of energy spent in the right places. It creates more energy in return. In the end, how you spend your energy determines the kind of life you build. Every choice is a transaction, and over time, those transactions shape your reality. Spend it on what strengthens you, inspires you, and brings you closer to your vision, and you will find that your days feel fuller, your work feels more meaningful, and your life feels richer in every way. A clear vision is more than just an idea in your mind. It is the blueprint for the life you are working to create. When you take the time to define exactly what you want and then keep that vision in front of you every single day, it begins to influence the way you think and act. You stop moving aimlessly and start aligning your decisions with the picture you've built in your mind. This clarity creates direction, and direction turns effort into progress rather than wasted motion. Writing your vision down is the first step in giving it life. Thoughts are intangible, and they can shift or fade if you leave them only in your imagination. Putting them into words anchors them in reality and forces you to be specific about what you truly want. When you write it, you are making a declaration to yourself and creating a constant reminder that can be revisited whenever you feel uncertain or distracted. Speaking your vision aloud is equally powerful. Words have energy, and when you give voice to your goals, they begin to take on a sense of reality that silently thinking about them cannot create. By speaking them with confidence and conviction, you strengthen your belief in their possibility. This spoken commitment not only reinforces your own motivation, but also signals to others what you stand for and where you are headed, which can draw support and opportunities toward you. Visualization is the practice of seeing your desired outcome as if it has already happened. It allows your mind to experience the emotions, confidence, and satisfaction that come with achieving your goals. This mental rehearsal conditions your brain to recognize opportunities, take the necessary steps, and persist through challenges. The more vividly you can see your vision, down to the sights, sounds, and feelings, the stronger your commitment to making it real becomes. When your vision stays in front of you daily, it starts to dominate your thoughts and influence your behavior without conscious effort. You begin making choices that naturally align with your goals because your mind is trained to prioritize them. Distractions lose their appeal because they don't fit into the picture you've created, and your focus sharpens on the actions that bring you closer to your desired future. Over time, this combination of writing, speaking, and visualizing your vision transforms it from a distant dream into a lived reality. The consistency of keeping it in sight every day ensures that it is never forgotten, never neglected, and always guiding your steps. This daily connection to your vision is what keeps you moving forward with purpose, even when the path becomes difficult, because you are constantly reminded of where you are going and why it matters. Failure is not the end of the road. It is simply a bend that offers a new perspective. When things don't go as planned, it is easy to react with frustration, self-doubt, or even anger. But every failure carries information you could not have gained any other way. Instead of focusing on the disappointment of the fall, you can choose to focus on the insight it offers. The setback becomes less of a punishment and more of a teacher, guiding you toward a better approach. The most valuable lessons often come wrapped in difficulty. When you succeed, you may not stop to examine every detail of your process, but when you fail, you are forced to look closely at what went wrong. This reflection can reveal weaknesses, blind spots, and assumptions you didn't even realize you had. It is in these moments of honest evaluation that you uncover the knowledge and skills you need to grow stronger and more prepared for the future. Seeing failure as a teacher requires a shift in perspective. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" you begin asking, "What can I learn from this?" This question opens your mind to possibilities rather than closing it in frustration. The very challenge that seemed to block your path can reveal a new route, a better method, or a deeper understanding that moves you closer to your goal than if you had succeeded on the first try. Each obstacle carries within it the seed of an advantage, but that seed must be found and nurtured. Sometimes it is hidden in the patience you develop, the resilience you build, or the creative problem-solving skills you are forced to use. Other times, it is found in the connections you make, the knowledge you gain, or the strength you didn't know you had until you were tested. These seeds, when recognized and cultivated, can grow into some of your greatest strengths. The people who turn failure into progress are those who refuse to let it define them. They understand that one setback does not determine their entire journey. By viewing every fall as a temporary event rather than a permanent defeat, they keep their confidence intact and their momentum alive. This mindset allows them to return to their goals with renewed energy and a sharper strategy, making the next attempt far more effective than the last. Over time, learning from failure becomes a habit. You begin to see challenges not as threats to your success, but as opportunities to refine your approach. This resilience makes you harder to discourage and more likely to persist until you succeed. In this way, failure stops being something to fear and becomes something to embrace, because you know that each stumble brings you one step closer to mastering your path. Reflection at the end of the day is one of the most powerful habits you can develop, because it forces you to pause and examine whether your actions matched your intentions. Life moves quickly, and without this moment of review, it is easy to drift into routines that feel productive but lead you away from your true goals. Taking inventory each night allows you to measure the gap between what you planned and what you actually did, so you can make conscious choices to close that gap. This process is not about criticizing yourself or dwelling on mistakes. It is about honest assessment. Ask yourself simple but direct questions. Did my actions today serve my purpose? Did I spend my time in ways that align with my vision? Did I give my best effort, or did I let distractions and excuses take over? These questions are mirrors, and though they may not always reflect what you want to see, they show you the truth you need in order to improve. When you find that you fell short in certain areas, resist the urge to feel defeated. Instead, treat it as an opportunity to adjust your approach for tomorrow. The day is done, and you cannot change it, but you can use its lessons to shape the next one. By identifying where you went off track, you equip yourself with a clearer plan and stronger discipline for the following day. This is how small, daily adjustments compound into significant progress over time. Reflection also allows you to recognize and celebrate your wins, no matter how small they may seem. Acknowledging what you did right reinforces positive habits and builds confidence in your ability to follow through. This balance of recognizing both strengths and weaknesses ensures that your self-assessment is fair, motivating, and focused on growth rather than self-criticism. The habit of nightly reflection turns focus into a daily renewal rather than a one-time decision. It keeps your vision alive in your mind, reminding you why you are doing what you are doing. Without this constant renewal, even the strongest goals can fade under the weight of daily distractions and pressures. Reflection is what brings them back into sharp focus and gives you the motivation to continue. Over time, this simple act transforms the way you live. Your days stop blending together into a blur of activity, and each one becomes a deliberate step toward the life you want. You wake up with clearer intentions and go to sleep knowing that, whether you succeeded fully or not, you are actively shaping your future. This nightly renewal of focus ensures that no day is wasted and every tomorrow begins with purpose. So, make the decision now. The world will try to pull your attention in 1,000 directions, but your greatest work is the work you do on yourself. When your focus is on you every day, you will grow into someone the world cannot ignore, not because you chased it, but because you became too valuable for it to overlook.